When you think about the typical accountant, they manage the day-to-day, detail-oriented work of doing the accounting for the company. All of them are very comfortable with numbers and being exact. And in fact, it stresses them out to leave work to the next day. So doing things right the first time saves time in the long run. They spend a lot of time solving internal problems such as finding missing data, correcting invoice errors, answering staff questions, and getting answers from other departments who don't get what they need in a timely manner. In this scenario, what we'll show is essentially logged in as the accountant, quick access to financials, how to add a new account to the ledger. We'll enter in a journal expense, and this is asterisk because it's going to actually use the integration within Excel to be able to bulk import multiple transactions into a journal, and then we'll analyze an account. Let's take a look at the first step. So quick access to financial information, right? Here I am again in the role tailored homepage. You see the menu up in the top, finance journals, cash management, cash flow, cost accounting. Again, these are part of the pre-built. It's going to be unique to that particular role. Anyone can personalize the homepage. We can turn off some of these activities. We can add these cues. So I've got payments, document approvals, financials, etc. And as I scroll down, you can see I've got a number of different charts, graphs, key information, again, that's relevant to me. As we hover over the chart or the graph and the cash flow forecast, you can see I get a lot of details. And then I can drill into that and see a list of, in this case here, all of the entries that made up this cash flow forecast. And then with the blue hyperlink, you'll see we can always drill deeper into, for this example here, a posted sales invoice, right? So I see the details that made up that number. We'll close that window. Now, controlling data entry, right, is also paramount for these organizations and these individuals, and incorporated this into the ribbon are key areas such as if I click on administration and I go to counting periods, right, I see a list of all of my fiscal periods, including which denote the beginning of a fiscal year. For greater control, the accountant can choose or select, I should say they can close select periods to ensure that no transactions are posted. And then you can always return back to the home page here. And so while most key tasks are surfaced on the role-tailored homepage, that accountant user is also interested in specific reporting needs. And to quickly and easily access that report from the role-based homepage, we provided, for example, the trial balance. If I want to grab the detail summary report, and there it is for me. Right, a detailed trial balance is presented in this preview mode. We can certainly export it or output it to Word, Excel, as well as a PDF. We'll close that out. And then the next step, right, is around how do I add a new account to the ledger? So you think about it, the business grows and the accountant needs to add a new account for travel expense. We didn't incorporate that. So currently there isn't one for travel, and we need to sort of now track that expense. So I'm here, and again, hard-coded right on the home page. I don't have to click or navigate to my chart of accounts. I can see all of my chart of accounts, and let me do a quick search, and I notice that travel currently is not set up or nor is used for tracking in our general ledger. So we're going to go ahead and add a new account. And I simply add in the GL number 61150. I'll enter in the name for travel. And then you just have to choose an account category. So that's obviously going to be an expense. And then I'll select on the subcategory travel expense, and I close out the window. And that's now saved. It's a posting account. It's on my income statement, and it's tracked as a travel expense. So that was a very simple and easy process for anyone to add or to the accountant to add. Well, now I need to track an actual entry off of that account. So let's go ahead and enter the journal entry. So in the same list, I have my filter on travel. I'll select on general journals, and we'll just open up the default journal batch. And so I've got it towards a GL account. I'll go ahead and select my search, and I could type in, right, 61150, select on travel. Let me scroll over to the right and enter in that amount. And I could be done with this journal entry. However, we want to leverage some of the other capabilities within Business Central. So if I select on Navigate, I want to apply this to a dimension or to a business unit. And so if I select on Navigate and in the ribbon there's the dimensions, right? We've got our dimension set up and I'll select it by department. And in the value, I want to assign this to the sales department. And then I close this out. And now you can see in the right-hand side of the fact box, this expense for $14,500 will be tracked against that department as soon as I hit post. And then I see the lines have been posted correctly. And just to confirm, in the report, I can select a detailed trial balance. It's filtered on that account number. And again, I can either send this, I could schedule this, send it to Excel, Word, PDF, or I just want to preview it on my screen to see that we're debiting travel expense of $1,400. And then the last step I want to show is beyond the accounting systems and the traditional way of just entering a journal entry like we did, right? Business Central allows users to import those entries directly from Microsoft Excel. Let's take a look. So I'm in the general journals, and again, open up that batch, and you'll notice here in the ribbon, right? Again, most every list page in Business Central does provide an Edit in Excel button, and that maintains the direct connection between the two applications. So I'll select Edit in Excel, and you'll see the table format. I have to select the date, so I'll select the posting date, and then I'll enter in my data. So let's say I copy and I paste this in. So I've got now my document number, the account type, my account number, and then the description. And we'll scroll over to the right to see a little more detail. The debit amount, credit amount, where applicable, it's non-taxable, and then some of the batch name, etc. And in the window, in the preview window on the right-hand side, you'll see here, if I hit publish, it's giving me just a warning to let me know that it's going to create these 6 rows in Business Central. Do I want to continue? And I select yes. And in the message bottom here, it says the publisher was successful. Let's minimize Excel. And now you see that this Edit in Excel delivers a very simple and easy way for data entry. Accountants, clerks can perform their jobs. And so, of course, naturally, the logical step would be to post, but we'll go ahead and close this out since we've already gone through how to post a transaction. The last step would be, again, as controls are essential to accounting, I want to ensure that we keep a track on, say, miscellaneous expenses. Occasionally, someone might accidentally code an expense. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So on the home page, if I scroll down, you'll see here again, I have my favorite accounts, and I'll open up payables. And so within payables here, I can select on ledger entries and see all the details that made that up. And I can also take a look at the GL account balances. And you could toggle between the view by week or view by month. So again, when I think about the need for the accountant to quickly find the data they need to make sure it's accurate and correct, right, and to reduce the number of clicks in their day, I think the accountant role homepage does that for them, and it limits the errors and ensures that we have correct data.